Eyes are the windows into the brain. Eyes are the windows into the brain. That's going to be our conversation for today. Yesterday, a patient asked me about their child and said, I have a child who is around 10 years old and she's having problems with balance and coordination. She's having problems with attention and focus, reading comprehension. Is there anything you could do to help? And as a pediatric chiropractor, my answer was, well, let me ask you this. First off, have the eyes been checked at all? Oh, yes. The eyes have been checked. They went to an eye doctor and they checked the eyes and she has perfect vision. So we don't understand what's going on with this child. And certainly vision is important. You know, whether a child needs glasses or not is certainly important. But that's not the thing that I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about is, as I always go back to, is the brain, the cerebellum, the occiput. That is what really controls whether or not that child is understanding what he or she sees. Did you know that 30 to 50% of all the brain's power is focused into the visual system? 30 to 50%. Back here in the cerebellum, over here in the occipital lobe in the back of the head. These are all the things that are so important. Our body has this amazing ability. Do you realize like there's a blind spot in both of our eyes? And even though we can't see it when we're looking around, but there's a blind spot. And what does our brain do? Our brain is so smart, it fills it in. It fills it in. So it's not like we have this empty hole in our vision over here. It actually fills it in with stuff that makes sense from what it's seeing right now, what it's seen in the past, into memories, etc. So it's all filling it in. So you don't have this blind spot, right? There's ways to find it, but you don't have this blind spot as you're walking around. That's what's so amazing. So understand, when we're talking about a child who's got some distraction issues, got some attention issues, a lot of the kids that I see with ADHD, etc., or these other kind of attention problems or reading problems, it has nothing to do with whether or not they can see this, nothing to do with whether or not they need eyeglasses. What it has to do with is their brain and their nerve system, and how is their brain and nerve system working the way it's supposed to? That's the big question, and that's what we need to find out. We need to test their little eyes. We need to test their eyes, not testing eyes and see, can you read these letters, even though that's important, but we need to test their eyes to see how well their brain processes the information, right? Does it understand the information that's coming in? Can it follow and track the information that's coming in? That's what really needs to be done with these kids. And we need to make sure their nerve system is working at 100% to get all that information in. Because remember, the brain and the nerve system are constantly working with the body to take information in, right? So the ears are super important too, because you make a noise like this, and the whole point of that, having an ear and the eyes work together, is a noise like this, and you can turn and localize where that noise is coming from. What happens if you can't do that? What happens if you hear a noise like this and you don't know where it came from, and you can't figure that out, right? Or what happens is as you're walking and you're turning your head like this, and you don't focus on, they call it parallax, you don't focus on what you're supposed to be focused on, and you start walking into things because you can't see what it is you're looking at. This is all a processing issue, and this is the stuff that a pediatric chiropractor works on. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week. And please check us out at Rubin Family Chiropractic on Facebook or theadjustment.com.